You'd never know that I don't have eyebrows, though. You'd never know that I had no eyebrows and messy skin under this. Ugh. Just hides everything and makes you look so effortless, even though you are wearing enough coverage to, like, make your flaws be gone and just look stunning. Ugh. Hey Susan, tell me how to teach you how to get like a nice, natural, dewy model on their off day. Radiant and foundation without looking like you're wearing too much makeup, but still just being like a tiny bit of makeup and just being, so perfect, so flawless. Linda Evangelista, who? So yeah, it's a very simple, very, very, very simple makeup process I used to get this. Well, not this. This is me with no makeup except for eyebrows, because, spoiler, I don't have actual eyebrows. I draw my eyebrows on because I'm a drag queen that decided to shave their eyebrows off to make drag easier. Ooh. Anyway, I'm going to do the skin and teach you just how to get some natural, flawless, radiant skin. So first step, I take a thick moisturizer. This is the CeraVe Moisturizing Cream, and I just pop the cap, put a little bit on my finger, just a little bit, and then I start patting it in just under the eye. That's the only place that really needs it on most people. Like, I have dry skin, I'm only doing it under the eye. Like, it's not chronically dry, but it is dry. You can use this elsewhere if you need it, but we're going to be using a thinner moisturizer everywhere else as part of the process. My eyes are kind of sensitive because I've just done and removed drag makeup. I removed it quite aggressively because I'm bulk filming today and I don't care about my skin, I care about getting the bulk filming done. That's why my face is so red. Anyway, now that that is done, I'm going to be taking an eye primer. I'm going to use, and you don't want like a full coverage eye primer unless you have really bad under eyes. You want like a barely any coverage, but one with just like a tiny tint to slightly get rid of the eye discoloration a little bit more. But this is more for the texture to make the eyes not crease. So I'm putting it just right under here, right in the pocket where all of your creasing is. And then I'm taking my, once I seal it up, my ring finger, I'm just tapping it. So it literally has made no difference visually, but it will make all the difference in just a sec. So sometimes I like to use a primer. I'm going to use a primer today because why the fuck not? It's the Too Faced Hangover Primer. Actually, no, I'm not going to use a primer because I'm just going to wash this straight off. What's the point of using a fucking primer if I can wash it straight off? Anyway, here's the secret that really helps me with getting it to last all day and look amazing. So I'm taking a matte full coverage foundation. And you might be thinking, what? Why the fuck are you taking a matte full coverage foundation to do a light, dewy, natural skin thing? Well, here's the thing. I can use this for my full coverage days, but I can also use it for my light days with this little trickety doodah. So I'm gonna take, this is a bulk moisturizer because I do mix it with my foundation, so I just get a bulk. It's a lot cheaper, and I use this all over my face yeah, I always use it all over my face, and then just the thick one under my under eyes. So it's just CeraVe Moisturizer Lotion for dry to very dry skin. Oh, in frame. There we go, Beauty Guru. And I mix it with the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation. So I'm gonna take maybe like, my hand is dirty. Let me clean that real quick. Okay, now it's clean enough that it won't affect the product. So I'm gonna take a pump of the moisturizer, which is a decent amount. I'm gonna take one pump of this. I'm going to take my beauty blender or whatever beauty sponge wet. I'm just gonna start mixing it on the back of my hand. So now it's like very sheer. And then I'm just gonna start stamping it on. So this doesn't look correct right now, but once we work it in, the moisturizer gets absorbed into the skin, it will look pretty stunning. Now, I start with a light layer, and then I look at my skin before I even blend it in properly. Does this look full enough coverage for me? Because my skin is irritated, the answer to that is no, because you can still see the redness. So I'm gonna put half a pump more in. And I'm gonna work in half pump intervals until I get a consistency that I really like. This is looking maybe like it would work. There we go. Now I'm just gonna tap this back over everything and start working it into the skin. And then I wipe it off my lip. Because I do go over my lip, because I just find that, oh well, if you get on your lips you can remove it, and then you make sure you get all the way up to the lip line. And since I was wearing a red lip that is stained just slightly, that's important to me. So I'm just working it into the skin. Tap, 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 tap. You can use a brush for the whole thing, but I'm gonna use a brush after I tap it in for what I am doing. It's just a two-step process. My hair's already done, which normally is not the case, but I went to film a hair tutorial. I, for whatever reason, decided to do it beforehand. So yeah, this hair, easy, effortless, looks stunning. This is a little bit out of place, but I feel like it looks better when it is just that tiny bit messier, because it's meant to be wet look. This hair, by the way, completely dry. It just looks wet, and it's like barely any product in it. So just knowing how to use the product effectively that gets you the result that you want. So I'm gonna put that up depending on what order I'm lacing them in, or you can go find it. Up to you. It might be up, it might not be up when you're watching this. Chances are it will, but yeah. Just looking stunning. Not everything needs to be covered right now, because we are going to make it more covered later. Also, I look very pale and washed out on the camera. I do not in real life, because the cameras wash you out, and what looks good in real life often doesn't look good in camera, and vice versa. So this is very much real life. I want to look amazing makeup, but I don't want to look like I'm wearing way too much makeup. Now I am going to go just very lightly over the eye with whatever excess is on there. I'm going to pick up this, just kind of tap it in anywhere I feel like I need it. Now I'm going to flip it over and just absorb any of the excess moisture with the unused half the sponge. So now we are looking dewy, but we are not looking as covered as I would like to be. So I'm going to take a little concealer brush. This is the Jessup 142 concealer buffer. It's just a little small buffing brush. And now we're going to take the same exact foundation, but this time we're not going to dilute it. Just gotta put the tiniest bit on our hand. Like the tiniest bit. And I'm going to dab into it, and then I'm going to swirl it around. Just off it. I'm going to look for any imperfections after I've got the bulk of the product off, and I'm just going to stipple over anything I want to hide. So take this little bit of redness, I'm just going to stipple over it to disguise it. And I'm going to tap over it with a finger. That redness, almost fully gone. Yeah, it doesn't need to be fully gone, because we're going for a very model vibe, and honestly, having a little bit of flaws in your skin will make you look more model-esque, because models don't cake on everything to hide it. So models honestly generally have more visible flaws, but have them like just barely visible. That's the very model vibe that we're going for. I'm just going to go around the lips because I have the red lipstick staining. Now that I'm happy with everything except for my under eyes, I'm going to do my under eye concealer. So the way I do under eye concealer is I get the Revolution, what is it? Conceal and Define. You can also get the Conceal and Hydrate. I do want to get the Conceal and Hydrate, but this is the one I have on hand. So I'm going to use it. They're both kind of very similar. My Conceal and Hydrate though. Really, it's going to look dewy no matter what, because we are going to be going in. Just type a cream highlighter at the end, but we're just going to pop it right in here, in the inner corner, and we're just going to buff it across. This is like not much lighter, just like maybe 1.5 to 2 shades lighter than my actual skin tone. We only want to highlight under the eye and maybe on the nose. If we're feeling adventurous, I might just do a tiny bit on the nose with whatever's left on the brush. Really, it's barely any work that we're doing. And then I'm just going to take the back of the beauty blender that has like no product and go over everything. There we go. That's most of it done. Now we're going to go on to just doing a little bit of brush, a little bit of blush, a little bit of highlight, a little bit of just a tiny bit of bronzer. So I'm going in with a cream blush. This is a Maybelline Dream Matte Blush. I use a cream blush because it just looks more natural and gluey. More natural, glowy, radiant. I've been filming non-stop today. That's why I'm a hot mess. I'm just going to tap into it with like a buffer brush. This is the Real Techniques literal buffing brush. And I'm just going to place it across here. So I'm going up to where the the top of the cheekbone is, and then down, like just below. I'm bringing, because blush should not be on the apples of the cheeks unless you want to emphasize that. It should be on the places that you want to emphasize because it draws attention. So I place it just on the top of my cheekbones and bring it across inwards. And then same on the other side. I love blush so much. I'm just going to place a little bit just on the nose, on the chin, and on the temples. And that's just going to bring color back to our face, make our face not look all one-dimensional. Just make it, give it the elements. I'm going to turn my lights down in a bit, which is going to cast more shadows on my face, but show the makeup better at the end. But it's fine for the actual things. Just do it this way. Now I'm going to take a cream highlighter. This is the Radiance collection from Models Prefer. It's Priceline's home brand or whatever. I'm just going to take I'm going to mix the lighter shade, which is ruined. You can't even see it. And the bronzy shade. On just like a finger. I'm going to start working it onto the top of the cheekbone, ignoring this little divot in here, because otherwise that divot is going to get emphasized, which we don't want. And I'm just going to go up the top and bring it down, and then I'm actually going to, with both of them, bring it right here, down here. Even though that's not an area that most people highlight, if I look at my face in a downward light, it catches light, and that means we want to highlight it. Because we want it to look like it's a natural light catch and just add extra dew to the face as opposed to changing the face much with highlight. Like we are changing the face a little bit with the blusher, but with the highlight we were just making it look extra dewy. And on the Cupid's bow looks great on everyone. Fight me. If you're not highlighting a Cupid's bow, what are you doing with your life? And the reason we're using our fingers is it warms up the product, it just makes it all look softer and melt in. So now I'm done with the actual, the liquid products. Now I'm gonna go into the one powder product I use. This is the W7 Bronze Fever. It's cheap, that's why I use it. But it is a just shimmery bronzer. I'm gonna take it on a kind of fluffy brush. Dab, dab, dab. Just on this top section right here. The back top section where you would be tanned. So anywhere where the sun would hit you the most is where you want to do this to. It's just gonna make you that little bit more bronzy and glowing. And I don't know how dark it is outside. If it's light enough outside, I'm gonna do a mini, just take a photo with this. So I feel like I just look so stunning. I'm just going to dabble it in a couple places, just to really... And here's the thing, I don't care what my nose looks like. And really, you shouldn't really bother with your nose, because otherwise it's going to look a lot more made up and over the top. But this is just a natural, effortless, dewy makeup. And we're literally all done. I'm going to throw in a lip shade. Just because I haven't done over my lips because I had red there. But how I'm going to do the lips is I'm going to take, let me give you a quick sip as well, just while we're here. So this is Moisture Renew by Rimmel, I think. And it's 660 in Love with a Ginger. So it's this orange, gorgeous lip. I'm going to put the orange in the center. I'm just going to do that. And then spread it across. Start in the center. Work it across. I'm doing this orangey shade because it really complements my skin tone and is just, it's my lip but better when it's diluted with the foundation tones. Now just a little bit of emphasis in the middle after I'm done with everything. Now that lip is gorge. Regina George. I'm going to turn my light down so you can see better. Oh, that's up. So this is down so you can see the shadows from my down light, but it kind of looks stunning. I'm going to turn it up a little bit more. It does look a little bit warmer. What if I turn my lights off? So now we're in darkness except for the one ring light. This ring light is the only thing providing light to the room, and now this actually looks quite nice. It's just stunning. Stunning, dewy, glowy, effortless, and really we didn't do much there. And now I'd normally pair this with a brown mascara and then really just serve natural model on their day off beauty, honey. Oh. But yeah, effortless model day off glam, but not glam because we barely used anything. But it is also effortlessly glamorous. And with this wet look hair, oh, serving. Bye, Susan. You'd never know that I don't have eyebrows, though. You'd never know that I had no eyebrows and messy skin under this. Ugh. Just hides everything and makes you look so effortless, even though you are wearing enough coverage to, like, make your flaws be gone and just look stunning. Ugh. If you made this hard to do, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and do all those fun YouTube things. Let me know what you want to see next down below. Like, just comment. What do you want to see? Do you want to see a hair tutorial, makeup tutorial? What do you want? Oh, a drag tutorial? And what? Yeah, engage with the channel. It really helps me out and boosts my performance in the algorithm. Not to get all algorithmic, but yeah, it's just... I love this look. I just love it. It's just natural, effortless beauty. Bye, Susan.